If you'd like to schedule a consultation with me, there are presently special offers available on a few of my consultations. You can find the link to my astrological services page in the video above. In addition to that, starting this Sunday, I'm going to be teaching a webinar course series where you can learn the Nakshatras, and there's presently a discount on course registration. If you're interested in learning about the Nakshatras, you can do that through the link above. So to everything there is a season, right? And the cosmos has its own natural rhythm and natural pace. But it's just not fast enough, is it? I mean, come on, like how long are you meant to have to wait for things to begin to gain some traction, for things to begin to come together in a speed that's actually going to match up with your lifestyle? Well, I got news for you. You may have to wait at least a little bit longer, right? And for the most part recently, you've been pretty good. You can pat yourself on the back, give you that little bit of self-congratulation, as well as congratulations from me for being patient. But how long can you really stand to be patient? Is it really wise to be patient? Presently, with this particular new moon energy, there's an interaction of energy between obviously the sun and the moon, because it's a new moon, but also with Saturn mixed into the equation. And all three of these planets are in what are called Chara and Chala nakshatras. Chara and Chala nakshatras mean moving and unsteady. And quite often this energy is very restless. And so that's stirring the pot inside of you. You feel like you've been waiting. You feel like you've been patient. You feel like, okay, well, if it's going to take a little bit longer, at the very least, I can use this time to, maybe tweak things a little bit more, maybe spend a little bit more time on development. Maybe this patience is actually going to serve me well in the long run. But at the same time, I know that there is something that I'm meant to be doing. I know the weight is on my shoulders to shift this situation. And if I wait too long, is it going to be too late to do what needs to be done? So, you know what? At this particular moment in time, because of something called the Karana, which is in effect on the day of the new moon, it is actually an auspicious time to maybe amp things up a little bit. But you see, you have to be cautious when you amplify your efforts, because quite often when we take things up a notch, poof, there goes our awareness out the window. Because generally when we take things up a notch, it's because we're dissatisfied with the pace of things, right? And when we get dissatisfied with something, immediately the armor goes up, the gloves go on, and we charge into battle. And quite often, unless you're someone who, is a little bit more of a seasoned warrior in your approach, awareness goes out the window. You're not paying attention to your actions. You miss an obvious solution to something because you're focused on trying to take the very same solution that you've been working with for a decent amount of time and somehow force that into being. So it's important when you take things up a notch to also take your awareness up a notch, so you don't end up, missing an answer to a situation that you've been looking for a long time anyway. Let's talk about this concept of waiting. So why should you be waiting right now? Well, with this new moon in Punarvasu Nakshatra really wants to teach us how to respond to challenges, right? And with challenges, we're meant to respond with a level of readiness. And because of factors that are tying into the nakshatra, like for instance, Punarvasu Nakshatra is associated with the fingers. The animal that's connected to it is a cat, and cats can be very finicky in their approaches to things. So as you are approaching the situation, you're likely finding yourself going, right, let's make things ready. Let's prepare things for what is approaching. Let's make sure I'm strong enough to deal with the challenge. So there's a very big energy already in place with this new moon in Punarvasu Nakshatra that's pointing in the direction of how do you meet a challenge? You meet that challenge with awareness. Now with Saturn in the mix, Saturn is in Dhanishtha Nakshatra. That resistance that Saturn's bringing is trying to teach you to let yourself be, I guess I want to use the phrase, a channel for the actions that need to be done. So sure, you may need to kind of focus a little bit more, but if you focus too hard, you're going to lose the natural flow of energy that needs to come through you in order to achieve the results that need to be achieved. So don't sacrifice long-term solutions for a short-term amplification of the process. You do need to remember that even though human effort is a part of the natural flow of things, that things happen in their own due time, not necessarily at the pace that you want to dictate. So there's nothing wrong with shifting things into overdrive as long as awareness doesn't go out the window. And if you could use a little bit of help with the difficulty that you may be dealing with during this particular moon cycle, and who knows, maybe you're not dealing with any difficulty at all, but you'd just like to have a consultation, again, you can do that through my astrological services page, which you will find linked above. That's going to do it for this look at the new moon in Punarvasu Nakshatra, which takes place overnight on the 9th into the 10th of July, 2021. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.